Good morning, guys. I wanted to show you guys how to go ahead and make this graph that I promised I would show you a video of how to do working in Microsoft Excel. So after you've pulled your information from your bills, you've gotten your kilowatt hours for the month, you will go ahead and come into Excel and type the stuff in. So I'm going to be scrolling back and forth. I've just pulled up a sample bill here for total kilowatt hours that were used on this random person's, I don't even know, I just pulled this off the internet. So we're going to use these values here. We're going to get March, we're going to use May, and we'll use August. And I'm actually going to change these numbers up a little bit. But you may see something like that on your bill. You may see something where you'll have to pull the different months to get that information. Or you may have, for example, on your bill, you might have a graph already made and shown for your months of the last year and your kilowatt hours used. I know for Georgia Power it actually doesn't give the values, so you can't use those graphs because we don't know what the actual numbers are. So you will actually have to go make your own. And that's why we'd have to go find the previous months of what they were. But it all just depends how your bill is set up. So what we do is we'll go ahead and open up Microsoft Excel. And once you have that opened, your first column is always going to be your x-axis. So we need to give it a column heading. And that's going to be our month. And then our y-axis will be our kilowatt, which is lowercase k, capital W, lowercase h for kilowatt hours. If you underline it, it does help the chart wizard make it a little more properly. So that's a tip there. So the months that I'm going to choose, and you need to choose 4 different months at minimum. You can do the whole year if you'd like. It's up to you. Of course, there will be given extra points for those that do the entire year. So just quick example, I'm going to choose January for a winter month. I'm going to choose April for a spring month, July for a summer month, and then September for a fall month. So my kilowatt hours, let's say, were 876 for January. In April, they dropped down to 428.5. July, they went to 1103, and then in September, they were 300. So there's my kilowatt hours used for the month for those 4 seasons. So next, what we're going to do is we will highlight just those things. We're going to go to Insert, and we're choosing a column chart, and you can choose any of these different ones you like for the lookout of it, but it's up to you. I'm just going to use the simple one. It's a 2D column chart, and there we go. But we're not done, because if you recall from the last lab when we did fossil fuel use, you needed to have your axes titles there. So what you're going to do is, now that this graph is created, if you come up here to Chart Layouts, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you highlight over to get Layout 9, you click that, and now it's giving you Axis Titles here. You then need to come into here, and you'll click Axis Title, and it creates a text box, and we would just type in months. And then over here, we would type in kilowatt hours. And then we're done. It's that simple. So at this point, what you would do is, and you can totally toy with all this if you want to make these red and change out different things. You're more than welcome to play with this. You can kind of get in some crazy colors going here. You can make it look a little more 3-dimensional, 2-tone. So this is all up to you how you decide to lay this out. If you want a black background, it looks a little bit more contrasting, your call. Once this is done, you are going to want to, once you get it just the way you want it, you're going to come up and you're going to File, and you're going to save it. I know this seems redundant, but I want you to save this as a PDF. Alright? And this would be your last name, actually be your period number, last name, first name, home energy use, we'll call HME, lowercase HME, graph. Make sure that's in all caps. Alright? hit save. And looks like it cut this off a little bit, but it does give you that. So if you do see where your graph gets cut off, I would just go ahead and click your graph and move it right underneath it, because then it stays within the page borders that there are. And then you would actually go File, Save As again, as a PDF, and we were doing that. Hit save. If you don't close that window when your PDF opened and try to resave it, it won't let you save it. So make sure you close that window. Yes, you would want to replace the file. And now it's back open. Actually, that's just your graph. So that is another troubleshooting issue, is if you've just got the graph highlighted and not your values up here in the actual Excel book, you're going to run into that problem. So I'm actually kind of glad this showed this for us. So again, we'll try this one more time. Remember, I made sure I closed that PDF that had just opened, save it, replace it, and now I've got my month and then on here. One last thing I'd like for us to do, just because this will make my life a little easier in case you mess up too, is why don't you, after you've gotten these cells, just create you just click one of these cells over here and just have your name and then your period number. So really, if you don't follow all these steps exactly and you just watch all of this, then save it, it will, the last thing with that proper format use, then you don't have to do all these saves multiple times. So that's how you create your graph in Excel for your assignment. I will also show you guys and create another video how I'd like to possibly combine these files, but I'm going to troubleshoot that first. So both those, I will be looking for two separate things that you will submit online. Lastly, I know in the instructions of the assignment, it did say that you're to email me the graph once it's done. I need to change this, and it should not be emailed to me. I need you guys to actually put that graph and then drop it to me. So save the proper file name. All right, that's that on the Excel graphing, and good luck.